is how you do it.
Hello. Welcome to 2 Mics 1 Mac. I'm your host, Bennett Spear, with my boy, Sam.
Hi, I'm Sam. What happened to the countdown?
I don't fucking know. Usually I do a countdown before podcast. And today is a very special day because we got 2 guests with us here tonight. Say hello to our boy, Enrique.
I run a podcast.
He does run a podcast.
Please watch me.
All right. Enrique runs a podcast called what's it called?
I don't. It doesn't matter.
A poorly organized podcast.
Thank you for remembering my podcast.
And he was nice enough to let us record this podcast from his car.
That is true. We are recording inside his car.
This episode is sponsored by me.
Yeah.
Enrique, the sound guy.
And also, we brought in our boy Harrison. Say hi, Harrison.
Hi.
Yeah, you may have remembered him from our first episode where he hastily walked in the middle of our podcast.
Absolutely.
And
It was a great episode.
Enrique, your podcast, it runs on Twitch, on your channel Just Turtle.
Just Tortoise.
Just Tortoise?
Thank you.
Just Tortoise.
So you can be even more disabled than you normally is.
Yeah.
And so check him out if you haven't checked him out already.
Or don't. That's
Or
also,
don't.
or
That's
don't.
cool too.
I just appreciate being here.
So first things first, how are you guys? What's going on? What's new with you?
I've been talking to you all day.
I mean, yeah, but
He knows how to run a podcast. Like, I just told you this. Why would I say it again?
It's been a pretty good day. We
Don't
had a.
lie to the audience.
Oh yeah,
Don't lie to
okay.
them.
It's been a pretty shit day. I woke up and I had
Bad start.
had some Brazilian barbecue for lunch. I was
Where'd you
enjoying
get
that.
Brazilian barbecue?
Already
my-
going downhill.
My home, I made them.
oh, that's
even
true.
worse.
You're like the
I am Brazilian.
oh yeah.
Wait,
It is of my descent.
I've known you for 6 years and not ever.
Oh wait,
Okay,
hold
Enrique.
on. I've realized something.
What's up?
Just see the glass started. Fuck.
Oh, seems we have some technical difficulties.
Technical issues. One small second.
Man, it's a shame we don't know how to edit, otherwise we would cut this out.
No, don't worry about it. This is perfect podcast padding material.
Enrique realized that we could have been dead.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't think we would have been dead. But
So what happened was that Enrique forgot to open the windows just so slightly, so that way we don't overheat to death.
Well, that and also the windows don't fog up, so we don't
Enrique
look like
doesn't
we're
want
having
anyone to
sex
think
in the
we're
back.
super gay.
Just 4 guys, super gay, in the back of his car.
Although,
And we're recording it.
Also-
so not only are they gay,
Yeah.
but they're porn stars also.
God.
Anyway, how are you guys?
Harrison?
Don't fucking
What'd you guys do this?
shit. I swear, you gotta do this to me, Enrique. You gotta fucking look at me. Just give me your shit.
It's a visual it's an auditory podcast. There's no visuals to it.
Oh, don't worry. I think they understand. It's you, Enrique. It's you.
How was your weekend though? What'd you guys do this weekend?
I'll go last.
What did
You
I
go
do
last?
this weekend?
I'm gonna guess Harrison played on his computer.
Actually,
Watch some
Moving
anime.
on.
actually, as you can see, you see there's a little bit of paint. And next to Harrison, there's a bunch of clothes that's covered in paint. I went paintballing this weekend.
Went paintballing.
Yeah.
How was that?
Awful.
Why?
Because I got hit a lot.
Oh.
And so I was just covered in paint. It was not
Why is the paint all white, Enrique? You want to tell us about
Why is it all white
Yeah,
paint?
that specific article of clothing, I came all over it. It was the aftermath. I was with a church group. I needed to relieve myself afterwards.
That makes sense.
This seems legit. Do you go paintballing often?
Not really.
Not really?
It was just a kind of spur of the moment thing. Yeah.
Just went by yourself?
No. I went with a youth group.
Oh, with a youth group?
Yeah.
Christian youth group?
Yeah. It wasn't like.
Thank you, Harrison.
I should probably clarify. It wasn't like paintballing, gun paintballing. It was like they had these throwable paintballs that are like they were just kind of like this spongy shit that would just explode.
So like a grenade or something?
No, not like a grenade, because I know paintball grenades. So they were just just tiny little ones. You just chuck them, and I was throwing at them because I'm older. I'm not youth anymore, so I was throwing them at small children trying to do
You're just
Fortnite.
hanging out with small kids. Enrique?
Listen,
is there something you want to share?
I'm a leader in the youth group.
You're like the George Washington of the group.
George Washington of the group. I lead the Fortnite dances.
Jesus.
They all learned how to do the floss. It was a great time.
Oh my god. I can imagine being the other team and like looking over. There's got to be nothing more intimidating than an entire paintball team.
Enrique's just showing up to
flossing.
dunk on people.
We took an evening picture with everyone covered in paint, and my team did T-posing. So we were T-posing for the camera.
Big man playing with my other friends. Oh my god, he has so much white paint on him.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, but Sam,
what's up?
we came back around. How was your weekend?
I went on a trip to New Haven, Connecticut to visit my sister.
New Haven, Connecticut.
Yeah.
Also, Connecticut, known by its better name, Shitty Massachusetts.
Shitty Massachusetts.
Mostly accurate. Actually, yeah. But no, I visited my sister because she was doing her first art exhibit, or art gallery.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah. So she was like displaying her art and had it for sale. And it was kind of like a festival quote.
How much you make?
I only think she sold one thing, but like this is an art festival where it's like everything's like $40 or whatever or more. So, and she was just like, this is her first one. So she hit her goal of just selling anything, and she was happy with that. And
Okay.
she's a really good artist. Alice Prale on Instagram. I'm gonna casually name drop her Instagram profile,
also
which has
sponsored
more
by
followers than we do.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Art's pretty easy to.
There goes our fan base.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, right?
As they just casually switch sides to...
Oh man, Sam's mom is really gonna be disappointed.
Oh yeah, she listens to this podcast.
She's gonna be disappointed as she switches over.
Oh, she was already disappointed.
Understandable.
So what else did you do in Connecticut? Or was it just the art exhibit?
Well, I ate Taco Bell twice in one day.
Taco Bell twice in one day?
It was unfortunate.
It's gotta be like hell for your digestive system.
It was hell for a lot of things.
Those locos
Because
tacos?
yes, actually, yeah, it was that both times. But no, the thing was, it was me, my mom, my stepdad, my sister, my other sister, Maddie, and we were all in the hotel with 2 beds.
Oh.
And it was pretty.
What?
Well, we're poor. We're poor. I need you to understand this.
Okay.
How do you live in Northern Virginia when you're poor?
I don't. I live in Southern Maryland.
Oh, okay.
How do you live in Southern Maryland while you're poor?
It's pretty easy. It's called an apartment building.
Okay.
It's cheaper than a house.
Yeah, I don't understand what the concept of being poor is.
Maybe the reason why they're poor is because they live in Southern Maryland.
Oh,
there are a
Maybe just
few other reasons why they're poor.
Just try moving. Maybe you'll make more money.
We're about to, or eventually.
Okay.
Nice.
They moved away from here.
Yeah, we did that to save money.
I'd love it.
We left Virginia.
It doesn't seem like a very profitable decision, honestly.
It actually was.
Oh.
So, this weekend, I did improv.
Oh yeah, we did the improv show.
Yeah, the Friday.
Yeah. So, a little background. Henrique, Sam, Harrison, and I are actually all part of the same improv group.
Woo!
And this weekend, Sam wasn't there because
Harrison.
Aforementioned visiting sister.
right, and Harrison wasn't there for reasons he did not disclose.
I'm gonna guess
Correct.
Yeah.
anime. Again.
No.
What was the
well,
reason,
I tried.
Harrison?
I
Please tell us. Like,
because I went to improv and I have 1 day a week.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
that's right. His parents are strict.
he has strict parents.
Hopefully they don't listen.
But so Henrique was there, but that's besides the point, because
really
what
not
happened
important.
was that we did this thing called Chili Pepper Improv, which is based off a College Humor video where we would eat a chili pepper and then proceed to do an improv scene after consuming said chili pepper.
I didn't actually know you were going to do that.
And I did do that, and I died.
Can I interject and say how is this not important when I drove you home?
Oh yeah, let me get to that. Okay, so I consume the pepper, and I fucking die into the scene. And so they hand me some milk. And what you're supposed to do is that you're supposed to use the milk to rinse the pepper grease in your mouth and just rinse it out, okay? I did not know this. Instead, what I did was that I consumed the milk, and all the shit from the pepper went from my mouth into my throat. So now my throat is dying as well. And so naturally I'm like, okay, how do I cure this? How about with some more milk? So I drink more milk, and eventually within 15 minutes, I drink half a gallon of milk. Which, by the way, spoiler alert, is not the best thing to do for your digestive system.
Oh yeah, no, that'll hurt.
Yeah.
I imagine this wasn't a ghost pepper.
Oh no, this was a Carolina Reaper.
Oh.
Yeah.
Actually?
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive
He
because
lost
I
Pepper
read
scientifically engineered to be hotter than the ghost pepper.
It's
Yes.
one of the hottest.
it's one of the hottest in the world.
What a mistake on your part.
Yep.
I mean, it really it was his poor rock paper scissors game that.
Yeah,
got
that's what
him.
happened. That's
yeah.
how we decided, where I would do rock, paper, scissors to see who actually did it, and I lost.
How'd you even get one of those?
H Mart.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to H Mart. It's a Korean superstore in our area
And
which
shout out to
sells
Pres-
fucking everything, and it's amazing.
Shout out to
Today's
H Mart
podcast
and
sponsored by.
there's a lot of sponsors. H Mart and our president. God bless.
Yeah, true. By the way, H Mart doesn't sponsor us. We just really love H Mart. Like, I want to name drop like H Mart for a little bit because I want to geek out over H Mart
Oh, dear
and
God.
how it has fucking everything. Okay, Giant ain't got shit on H Mart. Okay. Not only do the fruit there are like exotic as fuck, like they have star fruit which aren't even in the shape of stars.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? Okay?
feel like you're
How
just
is that
gonna
not like the coolest thing ever?
I feel like you're just gonna get DM'd.
They don't give a fuck.
Seems like a fraud.
What? No, they don't, because H Mart don't give a fuck. They don't give a shit. Okay? And like what else?
Ooh.
All the employees there are Asian except for the Hispanic ones, and all the Asian ones are racist towards the Hispanic ones.
What?
Yeah, that's how H Mart rolls.
It's like backwards, like Wild
That's
Western
like
times.
every Asian establishment in the U.S.
Exactly. Harrison's Asian, by the way.
Yeah.
Thought I'd mention that. He's the whitest Asian we know.
Nice segue.
Hey.
Yeah.
Speaking of Asians,
And oh yeah,
Even better segue.
even better segue,
we were,
please.
actually, I didn't have a segue. I thought.
Why?
Just speaking of Asians,
Speaking of Asians, we have an
Asian
we have
with
an
us right now.
announcement to make. This episode is sponsored by Asia.
The entirety of Asia.
The
The entirety of Asia, all of it. Not even just the Far East, like the Middle East.
No, Russia pretty hates us.
Russia, the northern East.
that little bit of Europe that's also in Asia.
Yeah,
We are actually in Asia right now. Nondescript Asia.
nondescript Asia,
Oh, is that what we're calling this?
straight out of North America.
Yeah, China's.
That is also why there's nobody around us and why we're able to record this with such undisturbed quality.
Quality in air quotes. But yeah.
Quality.
But
Quality. You can hear those, can't you?
But so I drink the milk and I die, and so now I have half a gallon of milk and a spicy pepper in my digestive system.
Whoops.
Yeah, that's a mistake. The human stomach can only carry like I think a quarter gallon or something like that, or maybe a liter. I don't know. Someone Google that.
I'll just I'll fact
All right, Henrique, you got me. Cool.
I got you.
So
That's an ass.
it wasn't a lot. So like I started churning in my stomach and I threw up in the trash can at our school. So yeah, that happened. And so then I decided to go home. I throw up outside of the school, and then Henrique drives me home. This blessed soul drives me home.
Wait, you threw up and then you left the school and you threw up again?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he.
And then on the drive home, I threw up outside of Henrique's car.
It was a good time.
Yeah. It was raining, so like none of it got in his car, and the bit that did just washed off.
Oh, good.
And then I got home, and I threw up in my driveway,
Ah.
and then I got home and I went through digestive hell for the next 3 hours. But what was weird is that it was exactly 3 hours on the dot. Okay, like after the 3 hours ended.
Time it?
No, but just like I looked at the clock when I got home, and then I looked at the clock when I ate the pepper, and then I looked at the clock when I finished, and I'm like, huh, Well, okay then. Yeah.
Was there a sudden, abrupt end to your suffering?
Exactly. That's exactly how it happened. I was on the toilet. I was diarrheaing the fuck on this toilet, you know? And it just ended. 3 hours. That's all it took. And it was weird because you could like feel your digestive system like do shit as it's digesting everything. It was weird. It was weird. 10 out of 10 would recommend again.
I've never experienced it. Oh, 10 out of 10, you're going to do it again?
No, I would recommend it to someone else. Just for the experience. For the memes.
So it looks like
Experience awful.
it looks like milk. They're just saying it's milk is or lactose is milk sugar, and your body can only process a certain amount of sugar at a time.
Oh, yeah,
And
no,
so
that's- yeah.
if you just take too much, the body's just like, we can't handle this shit. Out it goes.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
Oh.
So you failed that check like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we,
it was weird because after number 3, like it churned in my stomach enough where when I threw up, it looked like cottage cheese, like on the way out. It was so weird.
You got a factory inside you, Bennett.
I know, right?
We're gonna make that bank.
Sell that as cottage
no,
cheese.
we are not.
now here's
Hey,
a
cheese sells for a lot. It's like $8 a pound.
cheese does sell a lot for a lot. Here's my side of the story. So I was watching him do the rock paper scissors, and I could already tell I was like, Bennett is just gonna lose 2 times in a row because he's gonna pick something stupid.
It was predestined.
And, yeah, and then so I grabbed the peppers. I pretend to like throw them up because they're hot, and our president grabs one and puts it in Bennett's mouth.
Yeah, but like here's the thing. Here's the thing that really like when it really got to me, she wore gloves because like you can't hold the peppers with your bare skin.
Yep.
You have to physically wear gloves so that way the juice doesn't get on your skin. And like when you see someone put on gloves before they hand you food, that's when you start getting a little scared because you're like, what the fuck is in this shit?
Ooh.
Ooh, no.
So we do a couple scenes, and then we see him back out, and then the other person who's also doing the pepper challenge takes their pepper, starts eating it, and they start dying, and then I see Bennett just grabbing this half gallon, just chugging it, and I was like, "You're gonna throw up if you drink too much," and he's like,
With the bottle still in his mouth.
down in it.
Yeah.
And then so he's fine for a little bit. He's talking to the audience. We finish up the show, and then I see him waddle to the back, and then exit the door. I was just like, I'm just gonna go make sure he's okay. And I open up the door, and there's like a red trash can, and he's just downing all the milk
man.
into it.
Did the other guy throw up?
No, because he was smart about it.
Who was the other guy?
It was
Nick.
It was Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nick.
Shout out to Nick.
Yeah.
He was Gandalf, the gay, for Halloween. But my favorite part about that whole how he threw up right out of CF, he didn't notice this because he was just dying. But I literally turned to him when we were right outside of CF. It's like, don't worry, it's raining, Bennett. You could throw up right now, and nothing could, and the rain would just wash it away. And he's like, right on the ground.
I mean,
I'm like, oh.
that was his green light.
It was green light. His body was just like, I'm ready then.
All I needed was the societal pressure to ease.
My body is ready.
Your body was not. Your mind was not ready either, Bennett.
Did you like go into like, because I know that if you take a lot of hot sauce, or not hot sauce, but like capsaicin and like
Right.
you go into this like almost high state.
Capsaicin, by the way, is the material in peppers that makes it spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get like a sort of high?
A sort of high.
Yeah, because I've heard that if you take like, or if you have too much spiciness, you kind of like start being delusional.
Well, a high is not really the thing I would describe it as.
Just pain.
Describe
Just
it as
like-
a low.
Yeah.
Low points of your life.
But no, it was weird. It definitely feels weird because like it's actually hitting the same receptors as it would for pain and like a burning sensation, but it's not actually burning it. So like yeah, your brain does feel like a little weird after, but high is not really the word I would use. I don't know the right word to describe it as. Painful. is definitely a word I would use. But
I'm pretty sure it would be a high if, the pain didn't absolutely overwhelm me.
yeah, I'm sure.
I think that happens more to people who have been eating spicy food for a while and have like the tolerance.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know. So, today, I wanted to talk about some racist ass chocolate that I discovered the other day.
Absolutely.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I was talking to my mom the other day, and if you're a fan of this podcast, you know that my mom is a fucking character, and basically what happened was that she was talking about life in the Middle East because she's Middle Eastern, and she talks about this one chocolate from her childhood called Ras Al Abed. And I'm like, oh, that's so neat. And so I Google the translation to it, and apparently it translates to head of the slave.
Oh.
What the fuck? They're chocolate balls with marshmallow cream on the inside. Okay? And it's called Ras Al Abed, meaning head of the slave.
Gotcha.
But here's the thing, apparently they were fucking delicious.
See, I was gonna say, like, marshmallow inside, like, this is like a reverse s'more does not sound too appealing.
Apparently it was really good.
Chocolate covered marshmallows are good.
Yeah.
That's a very common candy.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just a weird, because like traditionally, like with Brazil, we just like wafers like a lot.
Wafers are good.
Like we just have like
mean,
chocolate
yeah.
covered wafers and like chocolate like wafers and wafer with chocolates, and it's pretty good.
Enrique, could you say that word again?
Wafer.
Wafer.
But it's like for at least like chocolates, because like I make brigadeiro a lot, which is just literally just chocolate cream that you could like ball up.
Right.
And yeah, and it's I'm like imagining that with like marshmallows. I'm like,
Doesn't
Well, like
I don't know.
imagine.
I'm
you
also
could-
a purist, so that's
Oh,
also
okay. But apparently they're fucking delicious,
Right.
and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to try it. Just to, I don't know.
so you can be racist.
No, not to be racist. I know it's horrible, and the people who named it should be fucking crucified. Okay, but at the same time, I kind of want to try it to see what it tastes like.
But like,
So you can walk in tomorrow and they'll ask you how your day was, and you're like, I bit the head off of a slave. Let's roll down the windows a little farther.
Like, apparently they're really popular. I like Google because I'm super interested now. I look up the Wikipedia page for these things. It's just like chocolate marshmallow balls or something simple like that. Apparently they're really popular internationally. They were invented in Denmark, and of course it'd be a European country that would invent these things. And apparently all of them started off as like really racist ass names, like in some, I think in Israel or Bulgaria or somewhere around that area of the world, they were called like Nubians or something like that, something super racist, and like like some country like translated to like blackheads or something. I don't know. They were all racist. A lot of them changed their names for obvious reasons, but a few of them are still
kicking.
Still kicking, yeah.
My one thing is that like is like Middle Eastern slavery like attached to race at all? I feel like it wouldn't be racist necessarily.
I mean, on one hand, maybe, but on the other hand,
It's not as bad,
chocolate.
because like
No.
Romans were like super like not discriminatory with
Of their slaves.
Yeah.
with their slaves. Yeah.
Middle Eastern, like Arabs. So like, it's weird because American slavery is a lot different than slavery in the rest of the world.
Yeah, it was like super strict on, or not strict, but like centralized with like African Americans and like other
Yeah.
like
That being said, in the Arabian world, which includes North Africa, they ran the market. They were the ones who went out and they ran the market in Africa, and they were the ones who sold them to the Americans. Not to say that that's still the case now, because people are people, and a lot
Africans sell Africans now.
Africans sold Africans back then too, But that you can't discriminate people now with the actions of people from the past, But yeah, that was the case.
Also, historical implications aside, it's still something called head of a slave, and it's a brown ball.
Right.
Right.
It's hella
The
racist.
implication is there, and
It's
that's all
hella
that really needs to be there.
It's hella racist.
Yeah.
And but that being said, I still really want to try these chocolate balls. I really want to try them. I want to see.
Wait, have you not yet?
No, I haven't.
Just want
Where
to
would you get one?
I don't know. Like,
Arabia.
I feel like I can import them, Like, I feel like there'd be someone, maybe Amazon, shout out to Amazon.
Sponsored by Amazon.
Sponsored by Amazon, except not really.
Maybe we'll find one in H Mart.
Yeah.
How much do you want to bet that it would actually be an H Mart?
The price of whatever it is.
Oh my god. But, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so you've had chocolate-covered marshmallows before, though, right?
Yes.
All right, so owing off of that, how do you think these will taste? Like, where do they go on your tier list of candy?
I feel it'd be similar. The thing is that, like, there are all kinds of candies that are similar, but a lot of them don't taste the same at all. Oh, Halloween is coming up soon, yeah?
Yeah,
Here it is. Here it is. We found a picture of it.
Just
we
point
forgot
point
the
at the mic.
caricature on it.
Point at the mic. What
We
got?
found, and so basically the photo is like of this
Point the photo.
really
at the mic.
racist caricature of a man
It's just a guy in
smiling.
black. It's just a guy in blackface.
Yeah, just
With
a guguy with blackface. So it's racist. It's racist ass chocolate.
Post it in the
Decided.
comments. Make a picture of it, the cover photo of this podcast.
How about no?
Perfect.
How about no?
We also got a variant called Super and Mini Dickmans.
Ah.
Oh. Wow.
Put
I can only
Dickmans in
imagine
your
what
mouth.
that looks like.
Hitler ice cream.
We're going.
Wait a
Went
minute.
somewhere else. Oh,
Wait a minute.
going
We just
down a
went down the Google
rabbit hole.
Images and we found this.
Your first mistake was going through Google Images.
So now we got to figure out what this is.
Oh God.
We got to figure out what this Hitler ice cream is.
What flavor is it?
Vanilla?
Let's see. This is from Daily Stormer.
Heaven.
It just says Hitler intended vanilla.
Little known secret that if you want to move product fast, the most efficient marketing to get people interested is to use Nazism to promote your business. What?
Yeah, no, I can agree.
Okay, stop.
I can agree.
First of all, no. And secondly, I feel like this guy might be a little alt-right.
But continue reading. I'm
All right,
curious.
let's-
It might be satire.
But at least
it
he
might
is
be satire.
right.
But it might. Shut up. It might be satire. Let's keep going.
Jews, okay.
Brilliant start to a sentence.
Oh no.
Jews have spent so much time and money on making Hitler and the Holocaust the defining myth of the modern world.
Stop. I'm calling it.
Oh,
The
no.
caricature.
Oh,
Stop
no.
reading. Kill it.
Oh, no.
Cut this entire clip.
I want to see where this is going, though.
But cut this entire
This is
clip.
horrible,
Here,
but I can't stop reading,
You
Sam.
absolutely
I'll make you
can.
stop. I'll
It's
continue.
really easy.
I'll continue reading. You discuss it.
Ethan. Jesus.
Oh God. Yeah, I mean, you can continue. Like, I'll. Okay.
All right. I was.
Somebody on the receiving end of this podcast is really proud of some of us.
And some of them are going to be really offended.
Oh man.
I can imagine the blog posts now. It's comedy. Gone too far.
Someone's gonna post this on Tumblr.
They're going to post this on their own blog, on their own podcast.
Oh,
gonna
Enrique,
get-
the mascots of these ice creams. Holy crap.
Oh my God.
Enrique, you need to stop.
Enrique, for the
How
audio
dare you show
listeners-
these visuals of this audio podcast?
Okay. Before we got distracted
No,
by
no,
Hitler
no.
ice cream.
This is super. This is like I thought this was I thought it was a sort of joke. Now that
All right.
website
All right,
is very much.
All right. Before you got sidetracked by Hitler's ice cream, I was trying to get Bennett to discuss his candy tier list.
Okay. So, top of the tier list,
Hit me.
we have probably Kit Kats.
Really?
I'd put
Okay.
Kit Kats at the top of the tier list. Yeah.
Where'd you put Pocky?
Pocky?
Yeah.
Is that like the
Those things
Japanese?
I gave you earlier.
Oh, like the
today.
Japanese wafers with
Yeah.
the chocolate in them. Those I would put maybe like C tier, maybe B tier.
Harrison just gave the universal expression of "you're wrong."
I don't know.
Couldn't
It's just
see it because this is an audio podcast.
it's a
but-
very It's a very Asian thing. When I know. I don't know why, but like when it comes to Pocky, I've only seen Asians get it.
You just watched me buy it, and I'm very white.
I don't know. It's just what I noticed.
You can be wrong. Okay, so Kit Kats are A tier. You're putting Pocky in C tier incorrectly. What else is in A tier?
Or this is S tier.
Or S tier. S tier is Kit Kats.
Yeah.
What else is in
Kit
there?
Kats.
Or do they stand alone?
No. There's other stuff with Kit Kats, like because that's like wafery, and that's good.
Yes.
Oh shit! What else would I put?
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups?
I put them at A.
Okay.
Put them at A tier.
Okay.
I wouldn't put them at S tier. I know some people are gonna disagree with me about. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Twix. No, not Twix. Crunch. Those Crunch bars. That is the most underrated chocolate bar on the face of the
I don't
planet.
think it's underrated.
It's pretty good.
You know what's an underrated chocolate bar? Three Musketeers.
Oh yeah.
That is underrated.
I'm
Yeah,
with you.
yeah.
3 Musketeers are actually really good.
Like I've been munching down. We got some Halloween candy for the impending Halloween season.
I need to do that.
And my parents bought a bag of Three Musketeers, and I just kept staring at it, and so I just started popping one. I think I went through half of the bag in a day.
Poppin' Muskies.
I love popping muskies. I feel like that's racist. We're going.
Is that a slur? Like,
I'm
Oh,
sure
it
this
may
is
as well be, but you know, we're already here.
already.
It's too late.
Better cut that.
M&M's, I'd put it like B or A, something
Okay.
like that.
I-
yeah.
I-
Same with Skittles. Like
Okay.
they're
Skittles
good
are
for
M&Ms?
different reasons.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Which would you rather have?
M&M's.
Okay.
All Skittles
Honestly?
are regular Skittles.
Mini M&Ms are better than M&Ms.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Like if you just dump a bunch of mini M&Ms in your mouth.
They sell those tubes, and
Yeah.
you just open a tube and
Yeah,
just dump the whole
you like
thing
take
in
a
your mouth.
shot of M&M.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's great.
the best.
Warheads.
Yo, I love Warheads.
I
too.
don't.
Never been partial to sour candy, but I'll let you guys.
The only
think.
sour candy I really eat are Sour Patch Kids. And that's really it. So I don't like
The
Warheads.
thing about sour candy is like it's not really sour as so much as like it's an asinine amount of sugar that they coat onto it, and then it's
and then
sour
they just
by
sprinkle
default.
paint salt on it.
Yeah, and then it's sour by default, and then that's sour candy for some reason.
Yeah.
But gummies though, I really like gummy bears and
love
like gummy
gummies.
worms.
Oh yeah.
Gummies are like the best thing.
Oh god, there is gummy
Gummies are-
shark. Have
Oh
you
no,
had
gummy
sharks?
colas.
Really?
The gummy Coca-Cola bottles.
Oh yeah, those.
Oh my god, those are amazing.
Those are pretty dope.
Sponsored by Gummy Coca-Cola.
Gummy Krabby Patties.
Oh yes.
Those are a thing?
Yes, they
Yeah.
are. They're
used
not
to be.
bad.
No, Bennett,
No. What?
you're the person I expected to most eat those.
I know what
'cause
you're
I'm
getting
white.
for Halloween.
What? Those Scooby-Doo gummies that they have.
Oh yeah.
Do you not know what I'm talking about?
I don't eat a lot of
Don't.
candy. I stick to my like 5 candy bars.
That's like a childhood
I
candy.
stock candy at my job, so I know a lot of candy.
Oh my god! Yeah, they like give you all kinds of flavors, and then there's like this blue one that's just like a that is the flavor blue. And
Yeah.
like
Oh, speaking of flavor, have any of you had gummy sharks?
yeah.
Yes. I love those things.
Really?
Absolutely.
Aren't like gummy shark aren't like all the gummy animals the same, or are they different?
No,
they're all different.
No, what are you doing?
Gummy sharks.
I eat like gummy worms, and that was
Yeah.
it.
We're going to candy heven after this.
Absolutely.
I
Okay.
most definitely am not.
We're doing
coward.
It. You're taking us to
Fucking
Tyson's.
Absolute
sure.
We're
coward.
already in your car. You might as well.
Yeah,
Take
I'm-
us to Silver Diner. Just continue this podcast.
I mean, we
Sure,
could
there are
drive
plenty
somewhere
here in Asia.
technically.
just continue driving. Just drive around in a circle. I'd much rather keep my gas.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's
very
fair. That's fair.
You already drove all the way to Asia. You're not
Asia-
keeping gas.
Listen, I ran out while we were here. Anyway,
But honestly, I would say that the best candy ever.
Hershey bar.
No, what?
Hershey Kisses.
You fucking normie.
Wrong.
You
I'm
normie.
a normie. I like
Hershey Kisses?
I like chocolate.
You fucking normie.
I like chocolate.
But when it comes to the best candy,
God, you
gotta
have
go with
like
Head of the
3
Slave.
Hershey Kisses and you're done. You don't want any more.
What are you talking about?
No, you have a
Let me-
Hershey.
let me- let me
you have
tell-
like 3, and then you wait like at least 5 minutes, and then you go for another one. Okay? Like what happens with Hershey Kisses? Usually someone will set them up in like a bowl. Okay? And then you're like, oh, I'll have one, and then you have one, one, and then you walk away for like 5 minutes, and then you see it again, and you're like, okay, well, maybe another, and then you like go for that, and then you chuck like 4 or 5, and then you leave and you come back. You don't like shovel them into your mouth. You don't do that shit with Hershey Kisses.
I beg to differ. I used to work at Target, and we used to have a shelf where if customers returned candy, we were only legally obligated to show that the wrapper of the actual candy like bag, because you could buy them in like bulk.
Right.
We only had to throw away the actual bag that the customer returned, so we could keep the chocolate if it wasn't like expired, obviously.
Okay.
So
We eat expired chocolate.
we would like dump all of the chocolate into this one shelf, or not shelf, like one drawer, and then one day it was just Hershey chocolate. And so I was like, So I just destroyed like 15 of them while I was.
Oh my god!
I was putting an item away for a guest. Like I was just like scanning them.
I don't know if that's the descriptor you use for like
Destroy.
a little tiny.
Massacre.
I have a story about this at my Target. I work in market, which means I'm the one who gets to scan out expired stuff. And we sell what is basically a pack that has 6 full-size Hershey bars, 6 full-size Kit Kats, and 6 of the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. And they're all in one box. And I found an out-of-date box that had 12 of them. So I have 12 boxes each with 18 candy bars, 6 of each type. So I QoS them out, so they're out of the system. We already threw them away. But I set them there, and I'm like, it is Memorial Day. And I asked my boss, I was like, hey, can I just put this in the break room for everyone? He's like, sure. So I just put it there, and it was fine, because candy has an expiration date because it's legally required to. It tasted fine. Like, the expiration date is just there because it has to be. For the most part, it's generally perfectly fine to eat it afterwards.
I did the same thing
And
with
it still tastes fine.
I did the same thing with donuts.
Oh, really?
We had some expired donuts. So I put
I
them in the
imagine
break
those
room.
would be staler, though. Like, our bakery stuff is stale.
They were really good.
I
mean, they're kept cold.
Oh, yeah,
I
okay.
used to work at Cold Stone.
Yes.
As I think the podcast knows.
yeah.
Yeah, I used to work at a Cold Stone, right? And what happened is that we'd sell expired food all the time. Like, shout out to Cold Stone. Like,
We're laughing at the guy who just walked past the front of the car and looked at us.
that's fair,
He
honestly.
was really confused.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, why is there a guy in the middle of the Asian wilderness?
Yeah. It is confusing. All right, so Cold
He is
Stone.
Asian.
Yeah, we just sell expired shit all the time because it's frozen, so no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
You know? But I don't know. It's like I hated Cold Stone, and they didn't know how to run a business, I guess.
That specific Cold Stone, not every Cold Stone, just the one Bennett worked at.
Yeah, because we want that Cold Stone sponsorship.
No, mostly
Please
I
give
just
me a
want,
sponsorship.
Mostly I just want to go to Cold Stone. Also, if we get a sponsorship, it's going to be Audible. You know it
Is
is.
it time
Oh,
for our
fuck,
annual
you're
trip
right.
to Coldstone?
Yeah, oh, God, annual.
Or it might be better help.
More like centennial.
The owner of our Cold Stone, they own 2 Cold Stones, one of which caught on fire. Yeah, it caught on fire, and it was really bad. And I don't know, I just kind of laughed because of the sheer irony of it all.
An ice cream place?
Catching on fire, yeah.
That is weird.
A lot of lost product.
There's a lot of lost product. Oh well,
Insurance.
what are you gonna do? One time I was in a Whole Foods and it caught on fire.
Oh?
Yeah, I was with my mom. I was grocery shopping with my mom, and again, my mom's a fucking character. So what happened was that we were just shopping, and then there was a kitchen fire in the Whole Foods.
Oh.
And my mom, they were like, "Yo, get out!" to my mom. We need everyone out of the store. It's dangerous to keep you in here. Please leave. And my mom's like, yeah, but we already have everything in the cart, so can't we just check it out? And they're like,
Self-checkout?
No, ma'am, we need you to leave. And she's like, oh, nonsense. So she gets the cart, and she goes to the cashier, and the cashier's like, we need you to leave, ma'am. We can't check this out. And she's like, why? Why can't I? I already have everything in the cart. Just to check it out and we can leave.
Did they not have self-checkout?
No, it's a whole... But, like,
Yeah,
they're trying to get everyone out of the
Yeah.
fucking store. And so, like, they kick us out. My mom's like, what the fuck? Like, why when they check out my shit? And then the fire department came in. And they were... And she was like, is this really an excuse? And I'm like, what do you mean, Mom? What do you mean, is this an excuse?
They called the fire department
I've
just
had Whole Foods burned down, and I had all my groceries in my car before the building was down. It was an impressive feat.
Look, if you're not willing to put your life on the line in order to scan my items, then I don't think you deserve your paycheck.
Harrison, experienced cashier, he would do it.
Would you do it, Harrison?
For $10 an hour. Tempting. This economy.
I don't know. This economy's doing pretty well, apparently.
It's about
it?
to not.
That's not true.
Why is that?
Well, it's going. We're gonna get political here.
We are getting political.
It's going great for the rich people. Wages haven't gone up at all.
I thought unemployment was going down.
Oh, fucking hell.
It's going down by an unhealthy amount because we're lower than the natural unemployment.
Yeah.
Oh,
He learned that in his economics class, I bet.
really? Neato. I only learned one thing from economics, and that's bears and bulls. And that's only because they had funny animal names connected to it. A bear is when the economy's doing bad, but a bull is when it's doing good.
Generally abbreviated to being bullish or bearish.
Bullish or bearish?
When you're describing if someone's acting like things are going well or poorly.
Oh!
Like if you're bearish on someone's chances, you're not. Or
Okay.
More usually
and that's
it's
why
bullish,
Wall
but-
Street has a bull on the Wall Street.
Ah. And that's why a bear mauls them every recession.
All I learned in economics is that if you start producing more robots, you can't produce enough pizza to meet demand. That's
What?
That was
What kind of fucking
Expand.
analogy was that?
that was just an example given to me
That was
by
a
my.
horrible analogy.
It wasn't mine. It's my. I was just taught
With
that.
too many trees, you can't make a pizza cake.
Can't be-
What? What are the connections?
That's just a deep dish
Bennett,
pizza.
you're being as litigish as a beep bop. You're just making up words at this point, Enrique.
Also, pizza cakes are just deep dish pizzas.
Deep dish pieces are
Are
good.
you trying to at me right now?
You could have just said a deep dish.
I love just saying phrases that don't mean anything to anything. He's like, "Hey, what do you think about the wage gap we have going on today?" And like, "Oh, when in Rome."
Hit the lights and all.
lights.
Tango.
My answer.
Cat's out of the bag now. What?
My answer. Anytime someone asks how's it going, I just say it's going.
I usually just say like it's average.
Average.
It's
Take
a
your
day.
fish to
Like
fry.
I'm just
We're
average.
approaching the mean. of the day.
I'm approaching meme emotion
How
right
about
now.
that airline food?
Jerry Seinfeld.
Fun fact: airline food tastes bad because when you're that high, the pressure messes with your sense of smell, and that's most of your taste.
That's what the airliners want you to think.
I feel like they just made that study just so you stop complaining about their food.
Also, that's not even true because they repressurize the plane. What are you talking about?
Like how Coca-Cola.
You realize that your ears pop even though they pressurize.
Yeah,
the
because
plane.
they pressurize it when they plateau at the top. Your ears pop on the ascend
Yup,
and descend.
The ascent, yeah. But
But like they only repressurize when they're at the very top of the actual flight pattern.
sure.
Their
Oh.
food just sucks.
Maybe
right.
that's just a simple answer. Maybe they just suck. Planes just overall suck.
Because I've heard, I have had people who talk about going into like first class or like business. They're like, you know what, the food's amazing up there. You have like wine, and it's great. I'm like, I'm eating like these fucking Lunchables like reheated like
Also,
bullshit.
lol at anyone who eats airline food. I just eat the free soda they give me and the chips they give me.
Yeah.
The snickerdoodles.
That's
Yeah.
shit. That's
the
shit
peanuts,
food.
The peanuts and the chips.
I swear to God, I fucking hate airlines. I hate flying as a whole.
You just saying that because Spirit.
Yes, okay, context. So I flew to Boston once to do stand-up, right? And I flew there using Spirit Airlines, an airline I have never heard of until I booked the flight.
Yeah.
And so I booked the flight, and I head up to Boston, but there was a blizzard that happened in Boston. So I'm at the airport. I was flying from Baltimore to Boston. That's what it was. Okay? And I go there, and I'm like, hey, I'd like to go for my flight. And they're like, okay, sir, so just to confirm, you are flying today, and you are leaving at 3 weeks from now. And I'm like, no, I'm only supposed to be there for a few days. And they're like, oh, how about that? I'm like, what do you mean, how about that? That's a supreme fuck up on your part. And they're like, okay, well, I'm sorry to let you know this, sir, but the flight to Boston just got canceled because of the snowstorm. And I'm like, okay, well, when's the next flight? Next flight is tomorrow, and that got canceled. And I'm like, then why would you tell me? Why would you, like, set up my expectations this high?
The next canceled flight we have is tomorrow.
And then there's another flight after that, and we're like, okay, sure, just put me on that. And I was like, well, it might be overbooked. And I'm like, then why the fuck are you like...
Every flight is overbooked.
I'll take it. And they're like, well, it's not overbooked. And I'm like, then why the fuck are you telling me it's overbooked?
Jesus.
That was, you remember, the only, I actually recently, I don't know what the comedian was, but I can retell his story because it was Spirit Airlines as well.
I'm
stealing the content.
That's most of our podcast.
So apparently, this man was on the airplane. He was sitting on the aisle seat. And over the intercom, you hear this lady say, "We're having some weight distribution issues. If anyone could go to the back to distribute the weight, that would be highly appreciated." And so this guy hears it, and he's like, "What the fuck? I don't want to crash or anything." So he goes to the back immediately, but then no one else moves. Everyone else is just there, just weight distribution, and then like. The lady who announced it went back to him. He was like, "Thank you for moving. I really appreciate you doing this." He's like, "So is this gonna help with the flight?" And she's like, "We'll see."
We'll see.
That seems like such a. I can't imagine like being like 10,000 feet in the air and it's like, maybe we'll crash. It's whatever.
Maybe
we'll do some loop-de-loops. It's whatever.
Spirit Airlines. We'll see.
We'll see.
So, like, I go home because the next flight is the next day, right? And it's Baltimore, right? And, like, I live around D.C., and so I have to literally, like, take an Amtrak back home. So I get to the Amtrak station next to the airport, and I shit you not, it was, like, the sketchiest train station I think I've ever seen. It looked like the place where Batman's parents died. Like, it looked fucked up.
Back alley, nice.
Yeah. Like, there was a mountain of tires right next to it. It was fucking weird. It was a train station. And then I, like, get on the train, and it was, like, the nicest train ride I ever had, which is, like, the complete contrast of night and day.
Well, the reason is because the train didn't come from there. It showed up and left.
Yeah. But I get back to that hour-long drive back to the airport. I fly to Boston, you know, and I shit you not, like, the flight people, like, the attendants, were probably, like, the nicest people I've ever met.
They know what they're about.
And I think it's because they knew I was flying Spirit Airlines, you know, and they felt genuinely bad for me.
Yeah.
You know?
Listen, just because you have to get out and push the airplane until it flies and then jump back in doesn't mean...
Like a bobsled?
Yeah.
Bobsled all the way to Boston.
Oh boy.
Jamaicans would have been proud.
Yeah. I don't know if have I told this story before?
Probably not.
So I was sitting in an airplane, right? And we were about to fly off to Florida. And what happened is that I looked to my right, and this lady is like pressing the call button right before we fly. And as she presses it, the entire part of that falls on her lap. It just falls right on her lap. You know, the whole compartment. Jeez. And everyone's like, what the fuck? This plane is broken. This is JetBlue. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if they sponsor us. Like,
travel the world, maybe.
JetBlue fucking sucks, okay? How come whenever you get onto a JetBlue plane, like, the air conditioning is so cold and, like, pressurized, you can actually see the steam that's coming out of the fucking... You know what I'm talking about? With JetBlue?
JetBlue.
It's fucking terrible.
Just fly United.
I always fly
It's worse than
Southwest.
Spirit.
The worst
Don't
thing
at me. JetBlue is worse than Spirit.
The worst thing that's ever happened to me in a United flight is I got punched in the mouth. It was the...
How'd that happen? What the fuck? How'd that happen?
That sounds like a day for you, Enrique.
It was a joke because United beats up their clientele.
Oh!
Call back to an old story everyone's forgotten.
Like,
Oh, man,
there
well.
was like 2 stories in like a week where they like killed a dog and then beat up an old man.
Oh, that's true.
and then
Yeah.
like that's never leaving my mind.
Yet their stock's still up.
Well,
Anyway, so like the thing, it falls on our lap, okay, and all of us are like, "What the fuck? This plane is broken. We're gonna die." So the pilot, he walks down and he sees what happened, and he's like, bit of a problem. So he runs back to the cockpit, grabs some duct tape, and he tapes it back up, and he's like, "Good as new."
my God.
Then the rest of us, like, they're like laughing, like, it's funny because we could die. And yeah, and then we fly. And I swear to you, I think that was the most uncomfortable flight I think I've ever had in my life. Hands down. Like, how are you comfortable after that? How does he expect people to be like, this is a good flight?
JetBlue.
Remember a few weeks ago when that lady was like suctioned and siphoned out of an airplane window because it broke?
No.
No, that sounds like a terrifying story.
That happened. I think it was
how are
Southwest.
you? Hold on. How are you so small that you get suctioned out of a window?
It's fucking air pressure. Doesn't matter how big you
right,
are.
but like it doesn't like
Mythbusters did
squish.
a myth on that.
It doesn't squish you. That was it conclusive?
It was
that, like,
busted.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
You can't like you could be out like if you get sucked out like your hand like as far as you can go, only your hand can probably get out.
regardless, the lady died. Okay, so like
Of it. That must have been it.
must have been one hell of a flight. Imagine being the mother telling your kid that everything's gonna be fine, like right before the flight comes up. Woo. That kid would like, what the fuck, mom? What the fuck you bring me to? I'd be scarred for life.
I was actually.
This is the family-friendly content that you're gonna get on this podcast.
To tie it back, Harrison, you're looking pretty comfortable in the trunk there.
Oh, absolutely. And
we
as
have
it turns out, if you really want something to talk about airline food, because
God.
politics, that is definitely not the peak of controversial humor anymore.
Uh-huh.
We passed right over that stuff.
Oh god.
But the moment I mentioned airline food, a million grievances fell into my lap. I tried interjecting at so many points, but no. We just kept going.
Did you have something you wanted to say?
Not at all.
Oh.
Not anymore.
I actually wanted to because you said the lady like fell like from an airplane. That's terrifying.
Right.
But like, I was listening to another podcast, a rival podcast, and they were talking about how like if you fall like a certain amount of height, like that you would just die on impact.
Yes.
Like, what do you think would happen like falling? Because I would imagine that lady probably passed out like after 10 seconds.
Right.
So like she didn't actually.
Oh no, she died by being suctioned out of the window. Maybe like hit her neck or something. I don't fucking know.
Oh, so she didn't actually fall out of the plane.
No.
Oh, okay. So that makes more sense.
Maybe she was torn in half.
Maybe I don't know.
Cause like, yeah, cause I thought she was just like her whole body went boop, 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 like out the window. I was like, what the fuck?
Like a noodle or like what?
How small do you have to be to just like wiggle yourself out of the window through air pressure alone?
Bonzo, she made that sound effect as she was being siphoned out.
Falls out of the window.
Like Jello out of a tube.
Was Zoidberg flying out that window?
But yeah, I was like, I was thinking about it. I was like, if I fall from like, if the fall lasts more than 10 seconds, I'm sure I would have already passed out and just been dead, like on impact.
Probably.
yeah.
I mean, people survive it, but for the most part, nah.
There was a guy who jumped out of a plane and he survived. Like, he wanted to kill himself, but he survived. Bill Burr did a whole bit about it, like on one of his stand-up specials. I don't know, look that up.
God
Not
bless,
as talented as him.
God bless Bill Burr.
We're not as talented as many people.
All right.
Yeah, we just need to be bald, honestly.
That is clearly the issue, is all my hair.
And we need assonance in our names.
True.
Bill Burr.
All right. So,
I'm Tim Timber.
no, you're. What the fuck? Shut the fuck up.
Look, you're getting ahead of yourself here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pseudonyms are for famous people. What are you doing every day?
All right. I think that's just about everything I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, there wasn't really much more.
I'm good.
All right.
Harrison,
Yeah.
last thoughts? You just want to leave?
Woo.
Absolutely. Let's get out of here.
Stuck in the trunk.
You're the one who was in the trunk in the
Yeah,
beginning.
Harrison,
Oh, no, not
before
that.
this podcast, he decided
I'm
to
here.
sit in the trunk while we were recording in this podcast.
So if he's a little quiet, you can blame him for
That's completely his fault.
his optimal seating.
All right.
That's a wrap. I'm Sam. That's Bennett.
I'm Bennett. Yeah.
Sam and Bennett, 2 mics.
Watch Enrique's podcast.
It's coming out
Because you have to watch it because he streamed it.
It's coming out on Wednesday at 10 o'clock. We have some colorful faces. I might actually. I kind of want to bring you two on.
What's the name of the podcast?
Poorly organized one.
On twitch.com.
On twitch.com
Under the user Just Tortoise.
Twitch.com/Just Tortoise.
That should be your official name. Is poorly
Yeah,
organized.
that's what we have it as.
Nice.
It's like a podcast that's like poorly organized.
All right.
Anyway,
I'll
whatever.
be in the trunk of something at that time. Not necessarily with them.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.